All right, guys, here we are, game one of our Epic Fight Club match between our Protoss and Zerg players today, and we will start with our Protoss player at the top of the map, ESV Cloud Kingdom. It is none other than SKMC. And down at the bottom left part of the map, in the red from the team Empire, it is violet.
Yeah, Violet put on a pretty good show for us over the past couple of weeks. He certainly got his work cut out for him now because, you know, regardless of where we want to place him in terms of top Protoss players, MC is a guy who's won tournaments recently. He's certainly stepped up his game, and it's he's certainly no slouch of an opponent. It's going to make for a good match.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I would never say that MC is a bad Protoss player or anything like that. You know, of course he's really, really good, but you know, I just feel like the way he plays only works for a certain amount of time, you know, and that amount of time is kind of decided by how long it takes for people to kind of figure him out, you know?
See, so. I really do like his brand of play, though. I think it's very aggressive and fun, and I do legitimately think that he and Hero right now are, in my mind, tied for the best Protoss player in the world, so I'm really looking forward to this. I'm also looking forward to another season out of Parting as well. He's a guy who I think has a lot of imagination and good potential to really rise up there as well. So if I have to talk about, those are my three favorite Protoss players at the moment.
Yeah. Well, MC getting a little bit of a scout of his opponent's base here, and Violet, you know, no slouch himself. I mean, he's a great player. He's won some tournaments recently. He is a big fan of that three-base style that we saw, but this map isn't really the base map for that type of three-base gasless style up until about 40-ish supply, and then you go for roaches. Just because the third is a little bit out of the way of the, you know, general area. It's a little bit tougher to defend. There's that big ramp right next to it. So a lot of times you do see Zergs go for a little bit longer two-base play on this map just to stay a little bit safer early on. So I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Violet do something like that, but he could try to go for the 3-hatch. I mean, it is popular. We could see him try it, but I feel like sticking on two bases this time around might be a little better. Ooh, nice. Gets the hatchery right down there.
Yeah, MC was actually worried about putting down his Nexus and Forge up at the front and didn't pay attention to that probe back at home, or back at his opponent's base, I should say. Yeah, it's very easy on this base. It's so much fun. You take a probe right around the 60 supply mark, 70 supply mark, start him going around the outside, drop down a pylon. You're sitting on 6 gates or so, or warp gate, and I'm sorry, 4 warp gates and a star gates, and then you just crush that third. You can attack it from so many angles.
Yep. That's very true. The Forge, I will have to see if MC goes for some sort of fast +1. You know, lately in Korea, we've actually been seeing a couple examples of people going for 4-gate pressure without +1. They actually wait and start it kind of when the attack happens. So it's a little bit confusing for Zerg. They don't quite know what to expect from it. And then, you know, you go into +2, and then a longer game out of that. Usually you take a third pretty quickly. So that's kind of an interesting change we've seen lately in PvZ. So, you know, MC could go for something like that, again, because the third is a little bit farther away. So, I don't know. But, I mean, this is a great map for two-base timings, too. So.
Oh, look at this. Violet trying to get away, and I don't know if the probe saw it.
I don't think he did. I don't think he saw it.
Yeah, he is putting down that hatchery afterwards, though, but a nice little move by Violet.
Yeah, no kidding. And MC is going to lose his probe before he gets any sort of chance to scout that. If he gets in the main base and sees no gas, he would know, but he's not going to get in. So, Violet kind of getting away with one. He does have 1 gas right now, it looks like, by the way.
Yes.
Starting to save
no, actually, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's actually his spawning pool that was sitting right above. So kind of cool position on that. Yeah, on the mini-map, it looked like it was sitting right on top. But let's see here now, as Cybernetics core is on the way, quite a bit of gas is being saved up, and +1 is started. This is not too unfamiliar of a build.
Nope, not really. MC.
He's actually bypassing the Zealot up at the front, so he's not plugging the wall with the Zealot. I've seen a few players do this recently. They'll actually wait on a unit that can pop out of the Cybernetics core. In this case, he's going to choose a Stalker.
Yep, Stalkers are a little bit more versatile. I think players are finding you can kind of save that extra 100 minerals for something else early on here. So, nothing wrong at all with that. And I think we're going to see those gas coming soon from Violet. In fact, yeah, he's got 2 gas geysers on the way right now. So we're probably going to see that Roach War and Evo Chamber, probably a lair pretty soon here too. Oh, MC scouts the third though.
Yes, he does.
Whoops. Yeah, that's a little bit of a problem with getting that Zergling speed so late, is that it really lets the probes be much better at scouting that type of thing. And right away, 3 more gateways from MC. Yeah, I think he wanted to be sure, and he's definitely going to go for some sort of 2-base timing with this.
Yeah, he's using his chrono. Oh yeah, he's using his chrono boost on the cybernetics core as well. If you were going into 6K plus 2 blink or something like that, you'd allocate that to other things. More than likely, the armor up, or I'm sorry, the weapons upgrades, as you want that +2 to hit just as you're able to work off of all 6 warp gates. But now he just wants to deny that 4th, and he wants to do it quick.
Yeah, and he might have a pretty good chance. We'll see. I mean, there's no Zergling speed on the way, but there is a Roach warrant. Violet's saving up a lot of gas, so he should be able to make a good amount of Roaches fairly quickly, but will it be in time? That's kind of the question here. It's sort of a race right now. MC trying to get that 3rd out of the way before it becomes a problem, and if he can't, Violet's going to be in a great spot. Oh, Violet does find the pylon, but will he be able to kill it? He's going to lose an Overlord here. That is not going to help at all.
No, it looks like that could fall here in just a second, but Zerglings may be able to react in time. Yeah, it looks like MC is going to pull back to a Zealot and a forward pylon, but one that is much farther away. Twilight Council has started after this, so we can't go into further upgrades when all is said and done, but now +1 weapons is done. That makes these Zealots so much more deadly than kill Zerglings in 2 swipes.
You know, there are a bunch of Roaches on the way. I think we just had like 6 or 8 of them pop here, so unless MC decides to spend a lot of gas on sentries, I think Violet's going to be just fine here. Losing a couple Zerglings, but with some good Roach kiting, he shouldn't have any problem at all defending this 3rd. Yeah, and he's going to push MC right back.
All right, well, MC, what's he going to add on after this? 4 sentries, it appears. Those are actually popping up back at home now, so MC knows he's not going to be able to threaten that base. And Violet is staring down that incredibly quick maxed army here in a bit if he decides to go down that route. And let's see how MC reacts to that.
Yeah, right now, Violet just in really good control of this game. His layer's about halfway done. He's going to be able to get the Roach speed started fairly quickly. Skipped on the Evo chamber for just a moment because he knew he needed a few extra Roaches. And there is 3 more gateways and a Robo as well. So that'd be a total of, I believe, 7 gateways. Yeah, that's right.
7 plus 2, possibly blink in a bit, and an Observer for vision is what it looks like. But
yeah, you could also add an Immortal on there too as well with his opponent going Roaches. That wouldn't be a terrible idea.
Let's see here now, as Blink is on the way, and already +2 is being chrono boosted, so we can make a big follow-up tack here in just a bit. Violet, on the other hand, just finishing up layer. There it is. And he's researching +1 at the moment, just sitting on 1 evolution chamber for now. 6 more Roaches on the way, as he's already sitting at 73 drones before the 10-minute mark, and he's going to be able to, he has a great economy, I should say, to produce a huge army off of.
Yeah, not bad at all. Oh, Overlord Scout gets in and sees a little bit here, but not enough to really know what's going on.
Good positioning.
MC, yeah, getting that Observer, wants to have that just in case his opponent goes for Burrow, which in fact, Violet is actually going for Burrow now, so the Observer first is a good choice for MC. And yeah, he's going to have a pretty tough 2-base timing here coming up. And we'll have to see what happens. I mean, this type of thing is kind of tough to stop for Zerg once in a while, especially with Blink finished. And that +2, +1 should be finished for Violet by the time MC gets there. But the numbers are just going to be so big. You know, every Stalker is basically counts for double because of the Blink micro. So it becomes very tough to stop, even if you're fighting your opponent coming up a ramp or something like that.
Yeah, this looks like every ladder game I've played over the past couple of months, though.
You're that guy, huh?
It's going down this route. Yeah, well, I do love the 6K +2 Blink. It's very, very fun, and it's hitting at a pretty good time for MC as well. But Violet already has a staggering amount of units out there. You see that guy's 163 supplied, 1130 right now, and there's a good bit of Zerglings on there, which of course he'll need against those Blink Stalkers. This is
nice. Look what Violet's doing. He's splitting up his army so he can flank here when MC comes up the ramp. He actually might be sending some to go around the backside here.
Let's see, as a few units are actually swinging around. Does he want to voluntarily split up his army like that?
I don't know, man.
That's a big part of this attack, is being able to, you know, or not being overwhelmed. But let's see here now, as Spine Crawlers are going to fall very quickly. Violet staging with a bunch of units. He's finally making his way in with the Roaches at the back, but that's just a token army. He's trying to swing through the front, and it looks like he will make it in.
Yep, nice little distraction by attacking that army, moving into the natural as well. And if he kills MC's natural and keeps his, he'll be in a pretty good spot. He's making 10 more Roaches right now. So his defense is looking okay. He's going for the Cyber Core right away as well,
yes,
so that means no more Stalkers for MC.
There's an Immortal coming up right now. He's trying to reinforce back at home, trying to use the probes to block, but the Zerglings actually get a pretty good surround on everything.
He's fighting with the probes. He has to.
Yeah, quite a bit going down there, and he still has a big army up at the front, but the continued production from Violet is just so good.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, MC's so all in right now, losing all those probes. He doesn't have an Observer at home to see those Roaches either, so that is going to be a constant noise. Oh, no! Oh, it's an Overlord slaughter here.
Oh my god, that's so annoying,
man.
too.
Oh, but look, the Roach is coming in from behind, catching some of the Stalkers as they go after those Overlords.
Is that going to be enough? That we'll find out as the Stalkers are making their way up. Look at that supply. It's 176 over 70 at the moment.
Yeah.
But 7 more Overlords are just about to come up, so it's just going to be a temporary annoyance
This
for
is looking
Violet.
good for Violet. This is looking so good. MC Stalkers completely trapped right now.
Yeah, trying to get away with some of them, but speed and creep equals a bunch of dead Stalkers here.
Yep.
And not really much he's going to be able to do about that. MC does stabilize back at home, but I've got to tell you, Violet has done a lot of good damage.
Oh, man. Violet has basically put this game in the bag here. I mean, MC, look at his natural. Hardly any mining going at all right there. Just now rebuilding his cybernetics core, I believe.
Yeah.
And there's still a few, well, I guess no more Roaches in his base, but still, Violet is in a great position that if he wanted to, he could attack, and I believe he should attack too right now. This is the point where he can overwhelm his opponent. He knows there's not going to be any more Stalkers coming out. And even with that Immortal, I think Violet has a pretty good chance. He is also double expanding here as well, so still trying to kind of macro his way out of this, but
depends on how he attacks here.
Yeah,
going through the destructible rocks is nice. This is still a pretty small choke point. MC does have great sentry control, and it's really going to come down to that. Can he survive long enough? Ooh, oh, man.
I think he saw that Immortal and decided to turn around. That wasn't a bad idea there.
Yeah.
Can go around the top side like that if he chooses to. Going to make sure that MC has no third because... oh, yeah, that's good, gooping the robotics facility as well. But if MC, or Violet rather, can keep MC on 2 bases now at this point and retake his 3rd and a 4th, he's still going to be in a great spot. Plus 3 weapons, though, on the way for MC. Violet responding with +2 and an infestation pit. So this game could still go either way, but I like where Violet is at right now.
I do too. Up by 80 supply right now, getting his upgrades. That infestation pit, as you mentioned, this is a really strong spot for him to be in. I mean, MC really needed Violet to suicide up the ramp here, cut those units in half and kill that army and be able to launch some sort of a counterattack. And right now, just don't think that's possible.
Yeah, whenever you're counting on your opponent to make a mistake so you can win, that is never a good position to be in.
Yeah.
He does have 3 Immortals right now, with the 4th coming out very, very soon. That's going to be great against those Infestors from Violet. But, you know, we'll see. It's so easy for the Zerg to just kind of make a ton of Speedlings right after they lose a lot of Roaches and things like that.
Yeah.
If they can kill off the sentries, those Speedlings can get in there and end the Immortals and the Stalkers' lives very, very quickly at that point in the game. So Violet still in a pretty good spot. And he's going to, I like this decision, too, to make a lot of Spine Crawlers, too. Anything he can do to slow down his opponent is just going to be great at this point.
All right, well, Violet's going to try
this.
and go around again. There's quite a few units sitting there, though, with a couple of photon cannons, so MC's going to be able to defend, and he actually makes his way up with the rest of the units. That forces the Roaches to retreat. Thankfully, oh, wow, picking up the Immortal there. Got to watch your control, MC.
That worked out great for Violet. Just a little bit of a time-buying move for him.
Yeah, now let's see.
He's going to flank. He's going to flank him.
MC is on creep as well. That's a bad scenario for him. This one Immortal's taking quite a bit of damage. It's going to go down. The flank comes around at the back. Pretty good force fields, though, zoning out a lot of the Roaches. That allows him to engage the front before turning around to the back units. And, yeah, there's just way too much stuff here for Violet. It doesn't matter. The last Immortals go down. The sentries cannot be your primary damage dealers. I'm sorry, there is actually one more Immortal there.
Yeah,
but
19 more Roaches on the way. Nothing on the production queue at all for MC. And I think we're going to see Violet cruise to a win here in Game 1.
Yeah, it looks like it. MC just trying to put up whatever he can.
It's not a bad defense he has there at the front. Violet very smartly sending one Roach ahead just to scout, and he's going to not attack quite yet. He is, again, in a great spot. He killed off MC's army. He's got 2 more bases up and running right now. Yeah, he's just got a ton of resources here. He's going to be able to remax very, very quickly. He's going to have Infestors along with the Roaches and the Lings this time around. Yeah, I just don't see a scenario where MC is going to win this game.
All right, well, one more Immortal popping out, so we will have 3 for the next engagement, and you know, Violet just playing this very patiently, very well, as a matter of fact.
Violet's just putting on a clinic about how to handle this type of play as Zerg on this map.
And MC is going to try and expand. He's got to do anything he can right now just to stay alive, but unfortunately there's going to be 7 Infestors out there with a maxed army, and Violet inevitably will going, there's Spire already. We'll probably see Hive in just a bit as soon as he gets on that 8th gas.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Broodlords are just going to be the killing blow here. MC trying to take a 3rd, but Orochi's like, I see. Yeah. So now, you know, Violet probably wants to think about moving in here pretty soon. He's getting close to maxed out, so he can start to kind of try to trade efficiently at this point. And we'll see what he can do. It's so easy to get your opponent out of position on this map if you run back and forth. as Violet has been good at doing this game so far.
All right, well, here he comes. He's going to make his way up. Will he get that army cut in half? Pretty good fungal growth, actually pinning down everything.
Yeah,
the Immortals are able to shoot at the back, but they've only been able to hit a bunch of Zerglings so far.
Yep.
The sentries are all about to die to a fungal. A bunch of roaches are still left over. Violet continuing to stream units in. Those, wow, the Stalker's actually taking a ton of damage to the fungal growth.
Yep.
The Immortals are going down one after another. Does he have enough to clean up this army, though?
Yeah, he might be able to beat this army, but there's going to be another one on the way so quickly. This is going to be a pretty good trade for Violet. Yeah, 33 roaches on the way. Hive almost finished right now. 100 supply ahead. Violet can absolutely afford to use all these units just to kill off what MC has right now.
All right, well, MC, yeah, working off of 100 less supply than his opponent. So annoying. The Observer immediately comes back.
Yeah.
As Violet kind of suspected that was going to happen, he's going to make attack number 2 here in just a second, working off of Greater Spire as well.
Yeah, you notice how he didn't lose a single infest or 2 in that last engagement, so those are all just sitting there regaining energy happily. And yeah, Violet just in a great spot. It's doubtful that MC is really going to be able to get much mining done at all. He's transferring some probes right now, but
yeah.
How long will he be able to really use them? That's kind of the question there.
I will say it's impressive that he's been able to hold on just this long. I mean,
well, it's that great control we're talking about. You know? He's a survivor.
Yes, he is. He'll keep on fighting.
That's right.
All right. Well, let's see here now. As Roach is making the way up one more time. Unfortunately, the force field stopped those. The sentries, though, are basically out of energy. There's actually only one force field left.
Mm-hmm. Now, Violet chose not to get burrowed movement just because he knows there's observers out right now for MC, but when you're this far ahead, you can just kind of afford to take the damage when you burrow under force fields, but nothing wrong with kind of staying a little bit safer here. And MC does have his third, but his natural is already almost so mined out that it's really not giving him any extra resources.
Right.
He's basically just kind of sustaining right now. He'll have a little bit of boost, but, you know, after just a couple of minutes here, that natural is going to be mined out completely, and he's going to be back to where he was, whereas Violet is going to be going strong. We'll probably even see him add on a 5th base here fairly soon, I would imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
8 Broodlords on the way for Violet as well, and I don't think MC really has a lot that can handle this. He's got some Stalkers, but those are going to get fungled pretty quickly.
All the Broodlords in the middle. Let's see. He's got a Robotics Bay coming at the 24-minute mark, so standard transition there.
Yep.
And,
oh, yeah.
let's see here as more Immortals are added on, but these Broodlords are going to be able to make pretty quick work of everything that's on the ground here. I mean, MC only has a handful of Stalkers to be able to engage those. No air units, no fleet beacon for Mothership or anything along those lines. This is pretty much him versus the world, and he's got only 4 more Stalkers than there are Broodlords on the field.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we see a bunch of upgrades starting for Violet, but he can't afford to wait for those. He needs to just go right now while his opponent is weak. That is exactly what he's going to do. Broodlords are going to start sieging up to 3rd base. GG for MC. Yep, he sees the army, is like, all right, I've got nothing that can handle that.